Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Welcome back to a very special episode of the Mexico World Cup qualifier. I forgot the title of the series. Yes, so we've done it. Mexico have qualified for the World Cup in Qatar in November. Um, Pretty awesome, to be honest with you. Let's just get into it. It's been a pretty dire World Cup run for Mexico. Um, you know, lots of 1-0 wins, lots of lucky ish last minute wins. Very disappointing going up front. Defensively, we've been quite solid actually. It's just up front, it's been woeful. So it was a little bit disappointing having to go down to the last game of the qualifying rounds against El Salvador. But it is what it is. Mexico, we're used to qualifying. Well, Mexico are used to qualifying for the World Cup. So it's huge though because obviously Canada had already qualified on 28 points, I think, and then USA. The draw against USA and Mexico was pretty huge now, and we'll get into that in a minute. But they were level on points, and then Costa Rica were 3 points below them. So it was huge. It was a huge last game because Costa Rica had to play US men's national team at the same time as Mexico playing El Salvador. So it could have gone either way. To be honest with you, I mean, goal difference was significant. I think there was a 10 goal difference between Costa Rica and US men's national team at the start of the game. So yeah, I mean, it was very unlikely, but so let's get into the Mexico game first before we do the whole um, roundup. So Mexico win 2-0 against El Salvador. A really good goal from Antuna. Obviously, Antuna and Vega getting the start. Vega back from his suspension, Stibbs suspension rule. 2 yellow cards and you're out for a game is a bit pathetic, to be honest with you. Um, I think he played really well. He almost scored a free kick. He almost scored a couple of goals. It would have been really cool to see him score a goal, but it was a decent goal by Antuna. Obviously, comes in via a corner, it kind of pings around a bit, and then I think Nestor Araujo made a really good header, which is keeper safe, but then Antuna gets the rebound and smashes it home, and that was a huge goal because it was about halfway through the first half, and it kind of settled some nerves. And then Mexico were in control of the game from that point on, and then Antuna again. I mean, they really struggled to cope with Antuna, especially in that first half, and he's running into the box, gets fouled. And then Jimenez scores the penalty, which he needed because Jimenez has been terrible. We have to admit that he's not the same since his injury. I mean, it was a horrific injury, a life-threatening injury, and uh, you know if that's blatantly the reason why he's not been as good as he was. But he needed that goal, and when Raul Jimenez steps up for a penalty, I've never been more confident of anyone else taking a penalty. To be honest with you, so yeah, he nets it in, and then obviously it's 2-0 going into the second half. Mexico, it was quite cool because Mexico could have just sat back then because I think Mexico needed to score about 3 or 4 more goals to catch up to Canada in goal difference. So Mexico could have sat back, defended, but they didn't. Tata brought on Chucky, Tecatito, and Henry Martin in various times. Obviously, shoring up the defense with a defense centre back change as well, and some midfield changes. So, but his first subs were to bring Henry Martin and Chucky Lozano on. Lozano has still been a bit off. Um, Vega and Antuna were a breath of fresh air in this game, like hugely, and it was nice to see some real attacking threat. I mean, it's El Salvador, so no disrespect to them, but it's a team that Mexico should always be beating at home as well. If it had been away, I think it would have been a lot more harder. But at home, Mexico should always be beating El Salvador. To be honest with you, so you have to take the opposition into account, but. Vega and Antuna really ran right, especially in that first half. Second half, Mexico were blatantly trying to get a third goal, as many goals as possible. Um, but it didn't turn out that way. El Salvador kind of shut up shop and made sure that Mexico weren't going to score again. Mexico came close several times. Jimenez missed an absolute set. I think he missed two sitters in this game, to be honest with you. Sums up his qualifying rounds, to be honest with you. Tecatito, not Tecatito, Chucky was also missed a near miss. I think Vega missed a couple of times as well. So it could have been 4-0. It could have been 5-0 even. If that had happened, we'd been top. But so that was a decent result for Mexico. It was a win that Mexico needed to ensure qualification. All the drama at the same time was in the Canada game and against Panama and USA, particularly against Costa Rica. Costa Rica could have um, pit them to third, and that was an awesome game. So Costa Rica ended up winning that game, I think 2-0 as well, which was so funny because USA fans have been talking smack for at least, well, pretty much a year now. The entire qualifying rounds have been talking about they're the best team in the CONCACAF, then they've got the best squad, blah blah blah. All these players in Europe, blah blah blah. And it was nice to see them getting a little bit humble, to be honest with you. They still qualified. They qualified third place, which is hilarious. The best CONCACAF team in the CONCACAF region, finishing third. So that's a bit ironic. Um, I mean, to be fair, I got excited for a second until I realised the goal difference, and the goal difference was horrific. I think it ended up like eight or so. Yeah, I think it was no, I think it was five or something. I know it's still quite a lot. Costa Rica had to score like 5 or 6 goals in that game to even get close. So that was never really going to happen. But 2-0 up in the first half, you're thinking, oh, maybe. Yeah, it didn't happen. So congratulations to the US men's national team. But like, I don't think you can say you're the best CONCACAF team anymore. I mean, Mexico have been trash. Like, let's just be plain with that. They've been absolute trash for the last like year or so. The entire World Cup qualifying, really, um, quite trash. Jamaica should have done better. Honduras should have done better. Panama did alright. They should have done a little bit better. Costa Rica as well. Huge disappointment. They're going to go into the qualifying playoffs. I think they're going to be playing New Zealand, which is interesting for me because my sister-in-law is from New Zealand, so that could be cool. So yeah, and then obviously Canada goes and loses 1-0 to Panama. It's like, but I mean, to be fair, they qualified, so and they were probably always gonna qualify top because of goal difference. They've scored loads of goals in this qualifying round. Mexico haven't, but it's just hilarious. With Canada fans and USA fans have been talking smack for a long time. And you just got to sit back as a Mexico fan and go, okay, so we've had a trash World Cup qualifying round, like really trash. There's a couple of games where we should have got a draw, but we ended up nicking a win. There's a couple of games that I think we should have won. We should have won against USA in the Azteca. That hurt us. If we'd won that game, we'd be top by now, which is hilarious. And I think Costa Rica probably would have, but yeah, Costa Rica would have been third as well, and USA would have had to go into playoff round. So that result, man, that everyone's saying that the Azteca result was the one in this round at least, and yeah, we should have won that game. But it is what it is, and you sit there thinking, okay, so Canada fans think that they've got the best team in the world, or they think they've got the best player in the world. Alfonso Davies is one of the best players in the world, and to be fair to them, he hasn't been playing for the last couple of months because his heart condition. Would he have helped beat Panama? Possibly. Um, but you got to sit back as a Mexico fan and say, look, we've been trash. USA fans think they've got the best team in the CONCACAF region, and Canada fans think they've got the best player in the CONCACAF region, which still technically could be true because he hasn't been playing, so we don't know. But it's like, bro, Mexico finished tied first. We only finished second on goal difference. So the same amount of points as glorified Canada, and 3 points above third place US men's national team. So now Tata has a big few months now. He's really, really, really got to sit down and kind of reassess because for me, Raul Jimenez, I don't think is it unless he goes back to Wolves and has an absolutely astounding second half of the season with Wolves and the beginning of next season. And if same with Tecatito and Chucky, if they all improve their clubs, fair enough, cool. But if they don't, absolutely need to get a new striker in. I don't think Henry Martin is it. Definitely don't think Funes Mori is it. I would bring in Santi Jimenez. Um, I mean, who else? I mean, if JJ Macias has a really good season with the end of season with Chivas, Castle with Chivas, and maybe bring him in. But we need to really, maybe I don't think Chicharito is ever going to come back. If he's not been a part of this World Cup qualifying, he hasn't played for Mexico in a couple of years. So I don't think he's coming back. So we need to bring in some young players, strikers, man. So yeah, finished second, tied in points with first. 3 points above US men's national team. I mean, to be fair, today really couldn't have gone much better for a Mexico fan. Absolutely amazing. Um, the team did what they needed to do. Antonio scored his goal, and it was interesting that they all ran over to Tato and hugged him and stuff. Which obviously, because his medical condition, he's got an eye thing, but maybe they've seen some of the criticism. I mean, Tato gets a lot of criticism on Twitter, rightfully so, in my opinion. I mean, his substitutions in the previous game, the first game, were trash. So he does do bad things. This game it was brilliant, but I think it's because the players were hungry, the players were fired up, and El Salvador just wasn't good enough. Um, Rather than him being a tactical genius or whatever, he made the right subs though. He made the right subs. I think Raul Jimenez needed to come off, and who else is going to come on but Henry Martin. But Santi Jimenez, bro, he's doing really well in Liga MX. He needs to be involved. We need to start getting these younger strikers in now, and he needs to be getting familiar with the rest of the team and stuff in the months coming up because they should be ready by World Cup. But we'll go into all of that stuff in another video near the time. But this video is purely celebratory. I'm really happy. I'm celebrating with a bottle of water because it's 20 past 11 in the morning, and I'm definitely not going to be drinking now. So I'm really happy. I hope you guys are all celebrating where you guys are in the US or Mexico or wherever. Hope you're having a few beers because you deserve it. It's just it's not perfect. The situation isn't perfect. We know that Mexico needs work. The squad needs working. Rotating wise, I think we need to bring more younger players in. Marcelo Flores, I mean, it's possible. I mean, he scored 2 goals for the under 20s again. I don't know how many goals he scored for the under 20s this year and last year, this season, should I say. I think he's like 7, I think now. Ridiculous. I think he needs to be brought in. Maybe I don't think he starts by any means, but bro, imagine in a World Cup first or second game in the groups and you bring him off the bench. Imagine how awesome that would be for him and for the fans. The fans know a good player when they see one, and I think he should be brought in. I'm going to be talking more about that in another video that's going to come out soon because uh, obviously he's been with the Euro 20s. So watch out for the next Marcelo Flores watch video that's going to come out soon. Well done, Mexico. Awesome again. I mean, standard. I mean, Mexico absolutely always has to be in the World Cup. Um, any neutral fan knows that it brings a little bit of more spice. We saw with last time when Mexico beat Germany what kind of magic happens in World Cups, and Mexico always has to be a part of that. Um, Congratulations to Canada. I mean, you have a good team. Don't know how far you're going to get. Don't know how far any of us is going to get, to be honest with you. But congratulations, Canada. I think overall they deserve it. They got a good team, so well done. Enjoy it. First World Cup since '86, which is interesting because that's the year of my birth. So 35 odd years. So well done to them. And US men's national team, it's a new experience for you guys, isn't it? Going back to the World Cup, it's been what 8 years. Mate, I can't. 8 years ago, I was 30. I was 27. So, 8 years ago, I was barely living in Australia. So, yeah, interesting. Well done to the US men's national team. Obviously, they did well. They got some good results over the qualifying rounds. Um, don't think you're the best team in the Concacaf anymore, but it was good for the few months that you were, I guess. But congratulations. See how it goes in the World Cup. Yeah, excuse me. Well done to Mexico. Absolutely amazing. Buzzing for the team, buzzing for the World Cup now. It wouldn't have been the same without Mexico. So, well done, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of the game and what you thought of the qualifying rounds. Let me know if you agree with me about it was really terrible qualifying round for us, but we still managed to get second, almost top spot. So let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're celebrating as well, if you are. And yeah, we'll talk soon. So take it easy, guys. Enjoy the moment, and I'll see you guys soon. Adios.